So if you look at St. John's Hospital project, they have two milestones. One is organizing and site preparation, and the other one is physical facilities and infrastructure. Those are the activities which they have to consider. And they have each activity is labeled as A, B, C, D, and we have up to K. And all we need is to create scheduling, and also we'll show how to find the path or the paths, and how to create slacks. So in this case, all we are looking for to start with are the predecessors, activities that do not depend on any other activity to start. So we call them predecessors. And then we look at the activities that follow. So we are going to use, let me put the key, and so we will use two symbols. One is the node and the arrow, and the arrow will be used to connect. So in this case, we're going to look at activity and duration, and also, so look at activity, let's say activity A, and how long it takes. So here we have earliest starting time and earliest finishing time, and we have latest starting time and latest finishing time. So that's the use of that node. So we are going to create the timeline. So I want you to organize yourself fully. So we're gonna start. So that is start. And then we have to start and we have to end the project. And we can start at time 0 and finish at time 0. And also for the latest starting time, we'll start from 0 and finish at time 0. So that's the beginning. We are not doing anything. And if you look at the activities, we can see that activity A and B are the predecessors. So we can actually start them. And so we can draw like this. So here we have activity A, and the duration of activity A is 12 weeks. And duration of activity B, the duration for activity B is 9 weeks. So when should we start activity A? We should start activity A on the first week. We start on week 1 and finish it on the 12th week. And so here as well, we can start on the first week and finish this on the 9th. And so we can call this deliverable 1, and this deliverable will be done on the 12th week. So let's do the second one. So now we're going to look at the successors of A and B. So the successors of A are C, F, and I. So we have 3 activities here. And how about B? For B, we have D and E. So we have 2 D and E. So since we have D and E, I'm going to put C here. It is not necessary, but I'm just trying to organize myself and make sure that we won't cross the lines. Here we have F, and also we have I. As I said, you don't have to organize it this way. You can organize the way you want. It's okay as long as you follow the rules. So activity I has got 15 weeks, and F, we have 10 weeks. D, we have 10 weeks. How about D? D, we have as well 10 weeks. And E, activity A, E, we have 24 weeks. So these are the successors of B, and those are the successors of A. And they should start when A is completed and when B is completed. So in this case, we're going to start on the 12th when we know that A will be completed, and it is going to take 15 weeks. So here will be 27 weeks up on the 27th. And so here we will start also on the 12th when A is completed. And so we're going to add 10, will be 22. C will start on the 12th, and also that will be 22. Or on the 22nd, that's when we are going to finish that activity. So let's come here. D will start when B is completed, and B can be completed on the 9th. And so we have 19. And E will also start on the 9th, and it will take 24 weeks. So we have 33 weeks, or this will be completed on the 33rd week. So that is the deliverable. Deliverable 2. And this will complete. Remember, the deliverable 1 is completed when A and B are completed. And so here we can see that this will be completed on the 33rd. Not on the 19th, not on the 22nd, not on 22nd, but and also not on the 27th. So that's the second deliverable. And now this becomes successors. And let's see what depends on what we have. G depends on C. So let's go here. So G depends on C. So G depends on C. H depends on D. So here we have H that depends on D. And then we have J that depends on E, G, and H. So let's finish this. This is the third deliverable. The third deliverable. And G has got how many? It has 35 weeks, and H has 40 weeks. And so H will start when D is completed, and this one will be completed on the 9th. And so here we have 9, we have 59, it will complete on the 59th. How about G? G has 35, and it will start on the 22nd. It will start on the 22nd. And so here it will be 57. So that's deliverable. The third deliverable number 3. And that deliverable will be completed on the 59th week. That's when that third deliverable will be completed. And now we have J. J depends, so we have J here, and J depends on E, G, H. So this one will go here, here. So the reason why I put C here was for me to bring all this together, but I had that knowledge. I had that prior knowledge. So if I didn't have that prior knowledge, maybe I could put C here, I and F, and then I'll see that things will mess up and then I'll reorganize. But I have that prior knowledge. So that's why I put C here. And so J has how many? Has 6. J has 6 weeks. And this one will start not on the 57th, but on the 59th. Because this can be completed, but still J will wait for 59th age to complete. So this one will start on the 59th, and then it will complete on the 65. So up to the 65th, that's where we can finish J. And then finally we have K, which depends on Fij. So we have F, and then we have I, and then we have J. So here we have the last activity, which is K. K, and this one will take 6 weeks. J will take 4. I didn't read this properly. So J will take 4 and K will take 6. So I have to change here. 59. So it will be 3. And so K will start when J is completed, not when F is completed or I. They have to wait until when J is completed. So here we have 6, and it will start on the 69th, 3rd, and it will finish on the 69th. So this is our 4th deliverable. And that will finish on the 63rd. And then this one, that's our last 5th deliverable, which will complete on the 69th. So that is how this project can be completed, and that's how it can be organized. And I want you guys to do exactly the same for your final question. I'm going to take this section here. One of the questions they ask you to create the paths towards the end. So we have our first path. The first path will start from A, I, and K. So it's A, I, and K. This path here. And so how long does it take? We're going to see that we have 12 weeks for A. So plus I, we have 15. And for K, we have 6. So this one will take actually 33 weeks. Let's go with the second path, which will be from A, F, A, F, and K. So K has 6, we have 12, we have 10, so we have 28 weeks. It will take 28 weeks to arrive at K. And so let's look at the third path. The third path will be from A, C, G. Let me write here A, C, G, A, C, G, J, and K. So let's see, here we have 12, and C has got 10, 22, 35, 57. So 57, J, 57. Here we have 4, and then here we have 6. How many weeks do we have? 67. And then let's look at the fourth path. The fourth path will start from here. We have B plus D plus H plus J plus K. So we start from B, D, H, J, and K. So here we have 9 plus D we have 10, and H we have 40, J we have 4, and here we have 6. So if you add this, we have 69 weeks. And now we're going to look at the last path. The last path will be B, E, J, and K. So we have E plus J plus K. So here we have 9, and E we have 24. And here we have 4, and K we have 6. So we have 9, 24, 4, and 6. So here we have 43. So those are the paths, and we can now identify the longest path. Here we have 69, we have 67, we have 28, we have 33. So the question is, what is the shortest possible path to complete the project? The shortest possible path to complete the project will be the longest path, which is the path 4. So I may ask you also, what is the longest path? The longest path is path 4, which has got 69 weeks. And what is the critical path? Critical path is the fourth path as well. That is critical. And let's create like this. That is the fourth path, and we call it critical path. The critical path is the one that is the longest, and it has activities B, D, H, J, and K. So that's how we can identify the paths. The next thing is to create the slacks. I'm going to use the red pen. So we're going to develop slacks. And to get slacks is when we find how we can delay some of the activities. Still, we can maintain our 69 days, weeks to complete the project. And to get the slacks, we should start from from right to left versus starting from left to right. So we're going to start with K and see how many weeks can we delay this activity. Still, we finish the project within 69th week. So that means we cannot delay anything here. And this, we're going to minus 6. It will be 63. So in other words, we should start this activity on the 63rd week and complete it on the 69th, where we have our last deliverable. So we cannot delay this activity. It has to start on the 63rd. So if that's the case, it has to depend on this activity to finish, which is the one that it takes more weeks. Here we have 22 and 27. So this one cannot be delayed, and therefore it has to start on the 59th. So we should start this on the 59th, finish it on the 63rd, so that we can start K on the 63rd and finish on the 69th. So activity K has 0 slacks. We cannot delay this activity. Now come to Activity K cannot be delayed. J can also, we cannot delay anything on the J, so we have 0 slack. Now come down here. We have to start J on the 59th. And you can see that this was finishing on the 59th, so there is no way we can delay this. It has to finish on the 59th, and it has to start on the 19th. So H has got 0 slack as well. Let's come here. This activity could actually finish on the 59th because it finishes on the 57th. It can be delayed up to the 59th when the following activity starts. So 59th, this can be delayed to 59th. Here we have 2 weeks. We can delay this for 2 weeks. So we can delay here for 2 weeks to start. It can start on the 24th so that it can finish on the 59th. It takes 35 weeks and it won't delay this activity. So you can see G will give us 2 weeks. We can delay this activity for 2 weeks. So let's come here. J has to start on the 59th, and this one is finishing on 33. So we can delay this activity up to 59th week. So we can finish this activity up to 59th. We can start this activity on the 35th. So here we have actually 26 weeks. E will give us 26 weeks. We can delay this instead of starting it on the 9th because all we need is this activity to finish and J starts. It will start on the 59th, and therefore we can start on the 35th plus 24 weeks, which will give us 59. And we want to delay this activity. So we have E. E gives us 26 weeks. So let's look at this one here. So this has to finish for this one to start on the 19th. And there's no way we can delay this. It has to finish on the 19th for this to start. And then it has to start on the 9th. So that is D. D has 0 slacks. And let's finish with this one here. This has to finish on the 9th for this activity to start. Although this one will be delayed, but B has to finish on the 9th for D to start. Otherwise, we will delay the whole path. So it has to finish on the 9th, and it has to start on the 1st. So B will give us 0. G can be delayed up to the 24th. It shouldn't start on the 22nd. It can be delayed up to the 24th so that it can finish on the 59th, and J will start on the 59th. So if it can be delayed up to the 24th, we don't have to finish this on the 22nd. We can finish this on the 24th. And therefore, this can start on the 14th. So then how many weeks are we delaying? C, only 2 weeks. So C has got 2 weeks. So let's go to F. We know that F finishes at 22nd, but it will wait until on the 63rd, where K, that depends on F, will start. So this one can finish on the 63rd. And therefore, this can start on the 53rd. That's when this activity can start. Instead of starting on the 12th, we can delay a number of weeks. So I want you to find how many weeks are there for F, and that will give us slack. So instead of starting on the 12th, we'll start on the 53. Do the math and find out how many slacks do we have? Do the same as we did for all these other activities. And let's go for I. I also has to finish for this activity to start, which will start on the 63rd week. So here it can go up to the 63rd. Will you please find how many weeks should we delay this so that it can finish on the 63rd, while it takes 15 weeks to complete? Now, when we come down here, you can see that A has to finish for this activity to start, that activity to start, and this activity to start. The early activity to start probably will be C. That will start on the 14th. I'm sure this one will start a little bit later. So A has to finish on the 14th. If that's the case, then when should it start? So we need to delay for about 2 weeks. So this activity should start on the 2nd so that it can finish on the 14th. And how many slacks do we have here? Probably one. So you can see that we have one activity done. So I want you to do for I and A. Find how many slacks are there. Now you should add the slacks and tell us what is the total number of slacks. How many weeks can we delay our activities so you can reorganize your resources? So I think this is the exercise that we had in class. Once you find the total, please work on it and submit your homework assignment, and also make sure that you follow exactly the same for the final exam. Thank you.